is the most evil and heinous abuse of power in the history of our country. More importantly, it's a political persecution like something straight out of a fascist or a communist nation. The president, who together with a band of his closest thugs, misfits, and Marxists, tried to destroy American democracy. The Espionage Act has been used to go after traitors and spies. It has nothing to do with a former president legally keeping his own documents. As president, the law that applies to this case is not the Espionage Act, but very simply the Presidential Records Act. I had every right to have these documents.
Donald Trump is about to get an absolutely brutal fact-checking from CNN's Jake Tapper. Watch as Jake Tapper painstakingly corrects the record on all the lies Trump told during his speech Tuesday night after his arraignment.
Okay, a lot to unpack there. I'm not going to make you fact-check, but just quickly, the Presidential Records Act, that's the defense he's going to bring, that's fine. There is no evidence that he legally kept these documents. They're not his documents. They belong to the American people. There's no evidence that Joe Biden had anything to do with this charges brought by the special counsel. The charges are not fake. The charges are not fabricated. He's not losing an election. The election hasn't started, and he hasn't even gotten the presidential nomination. There's no evidence that this is election interference. We do not live in a fascist state. And in terms of trying to destroy American democracy, we all know who tried to actually undo an election, and it's not Joe Biden, it's Mr. Trump.
I'm Rayy Vana, and welcome back to Rebel HQ. Jake Tapper wasn't the only person at CNN busy fact-checking all of Trump's lies concerning his new federal indictment and the arraignment that happened on Tuesday. CNN's Daniel Dale published an article titled Fact Check, debunking Trump's blizzard of dishonesty about his federal indictment. And in his article, he does exactly that. He starts by dismantling the lies Trump told about his boxes. So let's start there too. Trump's claim is that the FBI tipped over the box you see in this picture and spilled its contents on the floor. However, Daniel Dale points out that the photo was taken in December 2021 by Trump's aide, who the indictment says texted the photo to another Trump employee with the words, quote, "I opened this door and found this." Dale then goes on to debunk the lies Trump has spread about the indictment and the charges being brought against him. Trump was indicted on 37 federal charges and said in a speech, quote, "They take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. You saw that. Everybody was amazed." However, as Dale points out, that's not exactly the facts here. Not all 37 charges for which Trump has been indicted are stemming from the same statute. 31 charges are for violating a statute for willful retention of national defense information, but each charge is for a different classified document that he had illegally kept. One more important thing that Dale dismantles in his article is Trump's claims about being protected by the Presidential Records Act, which is surely the defense he will raise when his case goes to trial. Dale writes that Trump claimed in North Carolina that he had abided by the Presidential Records Act, quote, "and we had a wonderful operation, everything by the Presidential Records Act." However, this is clearly not true because the Presidential Records Act states quite clearly that at the termination of a president's term, all records belong to the federal government. What it doesn't say is that those documents can be stored in a bathroom at Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence. But at least one thing is certain. So long as Trump keeps making public statements, fact checkers will never be out of a job.